Hi there. A couple of weeks ago I did a video on drum fills in Ableton Live. I thought I would show the same process or a similar process in Cubase. So here we have just a very simple loop that I have just for the purpose of this video. Let's have a listen. So what I want to do is put a drum fill in the second half of this bar here. To do that, let's add a sampler track, call it drum fill or whatever you want. Now the first thing to do is put in some MIDI notes. They need to be on C3 initially. So as I said, I only want the second half of this bar, but if you want a longer fill, then by all means make it the full bar or whatever you want. So the next thing to do after we've done that is to select the loop. Unfortunately, I don't think you can hear me auditioning these because they're not set up to the OBS output. When you're auditioning them, the main thing is not the order of the hits, it's really just the tonality. So I'll choose this one. So you should be able to hear that now. Now, at the moment, it's playing the full loop from start to finish. That's not what we want. We want to do a slice. And now it has sliced all of these hits up and placed them on a key. So we can see here it's gone from C3 up to A3. So now we want a way to, well, if we choose a different note here, you can see that it's playing a different one of those hits because it's mapped it, as I said, from C3 to A3. So what we need is a way to randomize those hits now. So if we go to MIDI Logical Editor, I have one called Sampler Drum Fills. So you can just copy this down. Essentially it's saying take the input, which is a note, and from that note set a random value between 60 and in this case 66. Now 60 is important because 60 is note number C3. So that always needs to start at C3 because that's where the first drum hit starts. Now the next one is the ending parameter. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits. 11 actually goes to A3, A sharp 3. So what we want is this to be 11 up. Or actually it's 70, isn't it? Because 10 is 69. So now if we go back to our MIDI here and we do apply, you can see that that has randomized those MIDI notes, and the top one is A3, which was the top parameter that we wanted. I have in my key commands, I have it mapped to Shift F, sampler drum fills. So what I can do now is if I just play this back, let's just do this section. And while I'm playing it back, I will do Shift F continuously. Okay, that one sounds quite good, potentially. Let's have a listen to it in the mix. There you go, so you can get lots of different variations there. And because I've randomized the MIDI, it is now permanently like that. It's not a continual random that you need to record out as audio. We can try a different sample though. Let's try this one. So I'll show the process again with the new one. So slice, and this one, it has gone the full octave, so we know that that's 12, or 13 actually, by the time it's rounded and done C4. So we need to go back into our logical editor, MIDI, logical editor. That will be 72. And then when we do randomize, we should see C3 to C4. Yeah, that's within range. Yep, all within range. So that's looking good. Let's have a play. So we got quite like that one actually. There's also to note as well, because it's in MIDI, if we like a certain sound but we don't like one of the notes, we can move that around. So for example, we might not want this first one, so just move it up to one that you want. So there we go, very simple, just using Sampler and the logical editor, and you can have an endless supply of randomized drum fills that nobody else will have. I hope you enjoyed that, and see you next time. Thanks, bye.